doing the first ever mod to Miley. It's been about 2 or 3 weeks. I've done a lot of things with her. We had this big old issue with the motor and the belt and lots of other things regarding the price and the review and all that. And now we finally get to go into modding this ride, which is what I've been waiting for so long. I actually have so many mods that I have not told you guys that have to be installed, and today we're gonna start off with one of my favorites here. And so what we're gonna go ahead and do is make the supercharger whine on this supercharger 10 times louder. If you guys have been following me with my previous build, if not, go check out my channel. I had a 2008 Mustang GT cammed out, full exhaust out. We had the cutouts, we had long tubes, we had the Roush Extremes, we had the Pro Charger, which is extremely loud, and the world's loudest blow-off valve, the big red blow-off valve. That thing was so insane. I loved everything about it. And one of my favorite things about boost applications is hearing that baby roar and scream, and that's what the big red blow-off valve did. Now with these types of root style superchargers, it's kind of different, but shout out to It's Just a Six, because he gave me that great idea. I think it was like a year ago. It was such a long time. With this simple tube right here, we're gonna make that supercharger scream no matter what. I just love it. Like, if you don't love the sound of boost, are you really a boost guy? So the blow-off valve has to be the loudest. The supercharger whine, I just need to hear it. It's literally with the exhaust, which is not even that loud. I got long tubes, X-Pipe, and Corsa Extremes. It doesn't do it. And with this, we're finally gonna hear the supercharger whine, and that's just my style. I just love hearing it so much. And what we got here is a tube from Foster Mods. I'll put the link down in the description if you guys wanna go ahead and pick it up. But basically, it's just a kit, a very simple kit, where you hook up this tube to your firewall, which if you guys look right here, there is an opening where you just literally stick it right there, and that's where this side goes. And then with this tube, you just plug it in like that, boom. And then what you go ahead and do is just connect it from here all the way to your cold air intake, which I got the JLT. It is painted red, and I bet you guys are like, oh no, don't do it, it's painted red. Well, I'm gonna do it in a spot where you can't see. It's gonna be right under here. The tube is gonna connect. It's gonna be incognito for sure, so don't you worry about the paint. This is gonna be immaculate. I'm gonna show you guys every single step, and that's literally all it is. With this little 90-degree angle coming out of here, you just hook it up, and then that's essentially everything we have to set it up. It's a very simple install. You do have to enlarge some things with the drill bit, which I am all up for it. Doesn't look too hard. I sent a video, and their customer support is very helpful to go ahead and get this complete. No problem at all. Should be a simple, I would say 2 hours, because I do have to relocate my boost pump. If you guys check right here, that wire is coming out of this hole. I'm gonna probably relocate it somewhere towards the left so that the boost pump wire does not interfere with the sound tube, because the sound tube does need to have that enlarged. It needs to be there independently. It can't have like any other wire. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. I'm just gonna relocate the boost pump, gonna make it bigger, and then I'm gonna connect it on, and I'm gonna show you guys the full process. Enough talking, let's get to the install. This should be a fun one. I can't wait to show you guys the results. Supercharger whine and part 1 of the Miley build is just on the way. We have so much, so let's get started. All right, so I relocated the boost pump on another hole. Just drilled a hole and fed it right through there, dremeled it to make it smooth, because I don't have a grommet just quite yet, but I should be fine on that one. Now we have to go ahead and make this inlet as big as this step down or step up right here. We're just gonna go ahead and drill all the way until we can you know, go on the very last tooth right here, and then that should be the start of this big old grommet that we put in here, so we could test fit this tube. Alright, and that is essentially everything. Let's see if we can fit this grommet here. Lube is like one of the best things that you could do for these things, and they highly recommend it, so lubing it all up so we could get that nice smooth connection and not have to worry about ripping anything. All right, now that we got that grommet done, we have to stick this side into that grommet. However, with this being almost the same size as this grommet, and it's kind of hard to just stick it right in there, we do have to make it slightly smaller, lube it up, and just, you know, ram it right in. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. And one of the things that he taught me, their customer support, which is very useful and helpful, is that if you take some electrical tape and you wipe off the lube real quick, which is highly recommended. You guys really need lube or grease or WD-40 if you can, but essentially what you do is that you just take this and you wrap the electrical tape very tight until it closes by itself. As you guys can see, it is closing there. And then later on, when we need to go put in that inlet pipe and put it, or the cap pipe, we will just cut it with a razor blade, and that will be it. And this is doing a wonderful job closing down that circle, and I think that's good enough. Let's go ahead and bite this thing off. Let's lube it up, and now let's fit this baby right in there. All right, and now we got that inlet tube in there, fit very flush. Like, you need grease, like grease is a must, and that electric tape tip definitely helps out a lot. And now this is going perfect here, and now we could go ahead and connect to the cold air intake. However, we have to go ahead and get inside and put this baby on, and just put this at the very tip. And I thought that it was going to be sucking air from the inside, which would be pretty cool because the cabin air is usually always colder than this air. However, that's not the case. So we're gonna have to go ahead and put this at the very end, and so we could get the sound. And I think this is what magnifies the sound within the cabin. And then we have to cut to that electric tape with that razor blade, like we said previously. And then when this baby is on, it's done for. I do want to show you guys the end result of it, and if you guys look all the way there, that's basically how it looks. You just cap it on. Now that we're done with that, we go to the nerve-wracking part where we can measure and see exactly where we're going to drill into this JLT cold air intake, which I believe it's going to be about like this placement, but right underneath. It's going to be around there because that's where the tube is laying down naturally. I like this flow. It's away from the covers here, and I think it'll fit perfectly like right here actually, but on the opposite side. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. Just disconnect this, do some measurements, and then start drilling and show you guys the results. Now it's the moment of truth, drilling into this tube right here. I've already marked kind of where I want to put it in between these two X's here. That seems to be good because we do have to go all the way up to the 1 1/4 here. And then I'm gonna do some pilot holes first, and then do this second. And this angle should be good. So when this is planted over, it should be like right here. It's like what we talked about, like right here, but on the opposite side. And that should give it enough angle, and go from there. So let's go ahead and start drilling. I'm so nervous, but you know, sometimes you just gotta take risks, and that's what I'm doing. That looks pretty good inside. I pretty much went all the way through this drill bit, as you guys saw here. Very clean. I like how it didn't mess with the paint at all. Now we just gotta clean this up and put that other grommet in there. Put in this smaller grommet. Let me get some lube really quick. There we go. All right, now we gotta put in this little 90-degree angle bit right here. Lube it up as much as you can, because this guy is gonna be hard to put in. But with the lube, it should make it a lot easier. So let me try putting this in. After lots of wrestling with this grommet and lube, she's finally in. That boy is tight. That thing is not going anywhere. And so now that we have that perfect assembly exactly where we wanted it, incognito, did not mess up with anything. Just to show you guys, now let's go ahead and just clean it up, put it in, and let's get ready to rock and roll. This thing is gonna scream. All right, this is final assembly, and well, here we have it. We have the perfect placement for the hose. Goes all along here. It's right in between the dipstick, which acts like a guide from the valve covers, which is perfect. And then it's just right there, and it's perfect fitment. I love it. Time to go ahead and test it out. Let's do the first reaction to see how loud this baby screams. All right, ladies and gents, we are in the Shelby. We have the tube installed, and I'm just gonna go ahead and give you the first reactions, the thoughts, opinions, and the noise. I've got the windows turned up. This is only going to be in the cabin just because I don't want any of the exhaust to take over or wind noise or anything like that. So let's get in a cold start and see if we could hear any difference with that. I don't know if you guys could hear that. I heard the tube a little bit. I don't know if the cameras caught it, but I heard the tube a little bit, which sounds pretty dope. So let's see, let's just wait for it to warm up and then let's get rolling. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some revs first, see how that sounds. That sounds sick. That sounds cool. We are coming up on our first pull. We'll do third gear because I don't want to spin out too much. In love. You guys already know how. Let's go, baby. Oh, he isn't whining. It is so loud on that full throttle. This is exactly how I pictured it to be. I love the supercharger whine. It's one of the best things to hear when you're just pounding it at full throttle. Third gear again, let's go. Yeah. That is insane. It is so loud. Way better. Supercharger whine. I don't know. Comment down below, what do you guys like better? The root style supercharger whine or the blow off valve noise? All right, let's do a second gear pull this time. This one's gonna be screaming like crazy. I love the sound, boys. It sounds so good. Oh shit, dude, that was like one bit too fast. Shout out to Foster Mods, tearing it up with this awesome mod. This is what I wanted. Definitely recommend this if you want some noise, if you want to hear that supercharger whine, the boost just coming out of the bald eagle screeching. That's what I wanted so bad, is just to hear all that power go, and I finally got it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more. Don't forget to subscribe and like to the channel. I would appreciate it so much. Thank you guys for watching. Again, one last time, you enjoy the rest of your day, okay? We'll do one last pull. I'll send you off.